5 starters on offensive line, things like that. All right, we'll close the book. You want to shit on me with the Bucks now, huh?
Let's just get to the Bucks.
Do you want to just take a pause and just shit on me for a second? That's fine.
No,
I'm
let's
not.
Just get to the Buccaneers.
All right,
let's get to the 11-win Buccaneers.
Shut up.
The 11-win Super Bowl champion who brought back 22 of 22 starters, Buccaneers. That's all I want to do. I just want to talk.
We're going to talk Falcons first. And then
no, we're not. No, you can't do that to me. Fuck the Falcons.
Damn it, the Bucks really are next in our rotation. All right.
Tampa Bay time. Tampa Tom.
All right, give me your raw reaction to the Buccaneers.
I don't want my raw reaction. I need it yours, damn it.
You want my raw reaction? Before we get into the stats, you want my raw reaction?
Yes.
In the NFL, we always talk about if you don't get better, you get worse. Every single year, we talk about No, I get it. They're the Super Bowl champs. They won a lot of games, but come on, man. They beat the Washingtons by 1 score, and Heineke was playing, right? It was close. The next week, Tom Brady throws 2 interceptions in the NFC Championship. Honestly, Aaron Rodgers shit the bed. He should have won that game. He should have. But Tom Brady throws 2 interceptions. If that interception, no, seriously.
I'm listening.
Okay,
Good, bro.
Look, let's put it this way: if Aaron Rodgers completes the pass on 3rd down for a touchdown in that NFC Championship game, we are looking at the Bucks completely differently.
Listen,
we are. It's not even a doubt. It's not a question. The entire framework of how we discuss the Buccaneers completely changes. I get they won the Super Bowl. They're an awesome football team. I'm talking about them as one of the better teams in the NFL. I don't have a lot of teams winning 11 games or more. So I'm not shitting on them. I'm not saying they're going to be a bad football team, but to just automatically say, oh, they brought everybody back, so they're going to win the Super Bowl again, that's stupid. That is antiquated thinking. It is not the way we should approach this subject. I just don't believe so.
Let me tell you how I'm going to approach this subject.
Okay.
They are going back. They are winning this division, and yes, they are. I think by far the best team in the NFC. I don't think there is a team that can get close to their heels right now.
I don't think they're by far the best team in the NFC.
I think when you look at the AFC, hierarchy style, you have the Ravens, the Browns, the Bills, the Chiefs, and Titans-ish. Nah, Titans kind of out right now. But so you have 4 big dogs. I think when I look at the NFC, you have the Packers with Aaron Rodgers, so I always think that they can be competitive and up there. But I think that the Bucks are just a hair above everyone else in the NFC.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
I think they had a really good draft. I really like what they did, bringing everybody back. I don't think you can go wrong by doing that. Yes, you are right when it comes down to how few moments, if you were to and you can say that honestly for Tom Brady's career. There's a lot of times that if you were to go back and change
one thing.
You give me 6 plays that I can change to go either other way.
I can take 6
rings.
Yeah.
I can take away 6 rings. That's just how it is. But I don't want to discredit Tom. I used to do that a lot.
No, I know you're
not either. I'm saying to a big argument that's a thought to everyone out there, an entire fan base of people who don't like Tom Brady just because it's the popular thing to not like him. Yes, and going into this playoffs, if they lose to Washington,
just pause real quick.
You're good.
There, as somebody who was a critic of Tom Brady for a long time, it's not the popular thing. You get shit on a lot.
You can't do it.
It's not popular.
It's just not it anymore.
You said it's the popular thing. It's not.
No, I just
because I've been unpopular with it.
I think there's a majority of people, especially people here in Tennessee, because y'all are just riding on Peyton Manning's forehead, that just do not like Tom Brady at all. Y'all have a problem with the man.
I'm a Dolphins fan. Give me a break.
And it's okay. You have to deal with that. It's reign of terror for however long it was.
20 goddamn years, and we got to play him again.
So I think it's coming. Yeah, I think it's still here. This is a team, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Antonio Brown. When you evaluate that wide receiver room alone, that speaks for itself. I'm not going to sit here and write home about Gronk. Gronk showed up in the Super Bowl. I think Gronk is more valuable when it comes to his blocking and what he's able to do for that.
But tight end core as a whole, O.J. Howard, Bray, so it's a good tight end core for sure.
Yes, I still think that they're lacking in the running back room department and offensive line. Tristan Wirfs
killed it.
It's insane to think about that. That defense, Levante David, help me out, Devin White. It's Devin White, correct?
Devin White, yeah, their linebackers are awesome. Shaq Barrett, JPP, and Joe Tryon apparently is killing it in camp, so he's the rookie.
You have the Auburn boys up there at corner, Carlton Davis and Jamel
They
Dean.
outperformed every expectation I had for them.
I just don't see a weak spot when I look at this team.
I get it. And maybe I could go back and I could easily go back and find them another win and give them the favorite in the division. And honestly, they are the favorite in the division. I get that. So look, they were the healthiest team in 2020 last year. Did not have a lot of injuries. Obviously, you don't, if you're just like a casual fan, you think about the Bucs, oh, well, Chris Godwin had some injury issues. Well, every team has injury issues, but like overall, from top to bottom, they were the healthiest team. So that's a positive. I did think it was interesting. This is a weird stat, and I don't give it a lot of credence, but I did think it was interesting. I wanted to put it out there. 32nd in Football Outsiders variance metric last year, right? So that's basically from a game-to-game perspective, the Bucs' performance was the most volatile in the NFL. So that's interesting.
Showing up and being a different team each week.
Yes, exactly.
Which my wallet fucking felt that whenever I was gambling on the Bucs every week.
Yes.
And I'd be like, man, they're going to really put it to the New York Giants this week.
I completely agree. Like,
trust me, I know what you're saying.
I read that stat and I was like, okay, yeah, I get that. I feel that. Like, I felt that last year.
I felt that in my heart, having to sit there and watch just a crap show, $100-something on the money line. Come on,
tell the story real quick.
I don't want to.
You gotta tell.
I thought the Buccaneers were going to just put it to them. I mean, like shove it down their throat to the New York Giants.
Sunday night football. Giants had some injuries all over the field. Bucs were relatively healthy. There was no reason the Bucs should have lost that game.
The Bucs were already rolling. They should have come in and taken care of that game, and I don't know what it was. I don't know what the hell happened. Evan Ingram was actually Evan Ingram for just a millisecond for 2 quarters or so. And yeah, I lost $100 on that. And I was very upset with the Buccaneers on that. But I still think that they're...
Yeah, to get back to your point, they have the 5th easiest schedule in the NFL. I don't know how you win the Super Bowl and you get the 5th easiest. Well, I do know how. You don't win the division, get it in a wild card, and then run it. That's how you get it. Then you get to play the Dolphins. That's the division they get to play. So Jets Dolphins is fairly, so easy. That's wild, isn't it? Like I guess
they play the Giants again.
Yeah, they play the Giants. They play the Giants again. When I saw we had to play the Bucs, I was so mad. We got 1 year without playing Tom Brady, and now we're back at it again.
Yeah,
just sucks.
It's like, hey, no choice.
Also interesting, Bucs went 0-4 against teams with run defenses that ranked inside the top 15 last year. That was, I thought, very interesting to me. And granted, like, I do think they'll be throwing the ball more. We saw it in the second half of the season where they kind of stopped running the ball on first down as much and just started airing it out. You have arguably the best top to bottom wide receiver core in the NFL. I mean, I certainly think there's an argument to be had there. You have the greatest quarterback of all time. Why wouldn't you just be airing it out?
They played wildly different in the playoffs versus regular season. They did.
And last thing I really want to mention before we get to the last couple of things and move on from the Bucs, I was wrong. I was dead wrong with the way they would use Tom Brady airing the ball out. I mean, he threw it down the field, and he still had an arm to get it down the field. That was my biggest question, and something that I thought, like, there is no doubt in my mind that the Buccaneers were going to have to change the way they played offense from a schematic standpoint to match what Tom Brady is able to do.
Kind of like the Saints have had to do with Breeze.
And they didn't do it, and Tom Brady rose to the occasion, and it was just crazy. It's like, okay, we never really saw you do that with the Patriots the last 3 years, but now you're on the Bucs team, and you're just airing it out. Amazing. I was absolutely wrong on that. Just kudos to Tom Brady and your what
after the end of the Patriots little run right here, and you started to kind of connect some dots about, oh, there's a throw right there that Tom kind of looked like that ball kind of wobbled a little bit in areas where it used to not. Is he losing the arm strength? And then I think I'm pretty certain that it was week 1 was the Buccaneers versus the Saints, and Brady opened up with 2 pick sixes in the first half.
I forgot about that.
And the narrative, I don't remember the announcer at the time, but I just remember them talking about, is this it? Is this like having to watch a childhood hero or one of these legends of the game have to go through that? People had already started writing them. I mean, I feel like we've been ready to close the book on Brady for a long time. And, of course, he's been around forever.
I actually remember being in middle school and looking up his age to see how long he had. I remember looking, it was like 36 or something. Like, seriously, like, I very clearly remember this. So yeah, I'm 25. Yeah. It would have been about 10 years ago. I looked it up. He would have been like 20, 36, whatever it was. And thinking, okay, we only have a couple more years before he'll retire, right? But we got to remember back then, it was the Packers dude, like all of that stuff was going on. He was hitting 40 and that seemed to be the number, right?
Yeah.
Now 45 is the number.
Talking about with Brett, yeah.
With Brett, yeah. So like that's the time period we were talking about.
So Calvin Johnson just got put into the Hall of Fame. He got drafted in Brady's 7th season. Calvin Johnson retired and is now in the Hall of Fame. And Brady just won a Super Bowl.
That is so fucking wild. That's just crazy.
Brady has 3 different Hall of Fame careers, in my opinion. You have the first 01 to 04 Patriots, where he had 3 Super Bowls. He has all those accolades. I think there's an MVP in there. Mm-hmm. You have that middle Patriots dynasty where there is 2 more Super Bowls, or three more.
Okay.
And then you have this last little run from the last few years of the Patriots with him getting all the final numbers overall, and then the Super Bowl with the Bucs. I think he has 3 different Super Bowl Hall of Fame careers.
Wow,
that's
crazy to think about. That's really interesting. Yeah,
is insane, and I think that they're still going to be doing it this year, even better, honestly.
And also, I just think it's funny because you were talking about the Saints, right? Yeah. The Saints only had 2 games where they played with Drew Brees, Michael Thomas, and Emmanuel Sanders all on the field at the same time. Both games were against the Bucs, and both were wins.
They were the Bucs kryptonite. Did they face each other in the playoffs?
Yeah, they beat them in the playoffs. Yeah, the Bucs,
because it was third time's the charm kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. The Bucs beat the Saints in the playoffs. It was a big game, and
Mike Evans had to step up over Lattimore because Lattimore was making him his bitch for a while.
But the Saints were hurting. Like they didn't have a lot of they lost a lot of their big pieces there. I don't think Michael Thomas was there, and I think that was a big part of that game. Anyway, so we'll get back to the Bucs there. Yeah. Last stat that I'll give you. I know I already said that, but one more. Bucs only face 5 teams with the same starting quarterback from 2020. That is so wild. Now 6 games because we're counting Falcons twice. 5 teams, but that does also include Cam Newton from last year and Tua Tagovailoa, who split time. Like those are included in those 5 teams. That is ridiculous. Just going back to their schedule, and put that back on the board.
Trust me, there are some undertones here to think about how. And that's why I brought up Brady's entire career, because you think that there's just a lot of different lucky little things that slowly add up over time.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, he got it. Yeah,
exactly. So I don't know. I thought that was a weird, crazy stat. Let's pull up their. Have we done free agency yet? Did we do that?
No,
yet?
we didn't do free agency or draft. I don't think they added anybody other than just some re-signs.
Yeah. So real quick on free agency, lost next to nobody, all re-signs. Look at that list of re-signs. That is just absolutely crazy to me. And then
I don't know how they're able to budget it.
Yeah, I don't get it. Well, they're going to be screwed in a couple years.
That's what it is.
They went all in. Yeah. I mean that's the only way. They're backloading everything. That's the only way you could possibly do this, especially in a year where the cap went down. Last thing with the draft, real quick, we talked about best player available, when we were doing the free agency thing, and you saw the last graphic where it said draft needs, there wasn't one. Joe Tryon in the first round, I think that was best player available. He's doing really well. I know I've mentioned that a handful of times, but he really is. Kyle Trask, I did not think was the best. I thought Kellen Mond was the better quarterback there, but I get it. Get a big, tall
Trask
pocket
gets
passer.
to step into a very good spot.
Very good spot. Very, very fortunate for him to be able to sit behind Tom Brady, and that'll be cool to see. The rest of the draft, I don't have any big thoughts here. I don't know if you do.
I'm glad to see my Auburn boy get taken. KJ Britt.
Yeah.
Bruce Arians has come out and said that he is taking the second team defense, and he's the captain of that squad himself. So hopefully he can be a rotational piece more there.
That's awesome.
Downhill hard hitter. You have a Levante David who's going to be out soon anyways.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all I have on the Bucs. Anywhere else you want to go with this?
Super Bowl for me. I see them losing to the Rams. I have the losing to the Rams in the championship.
I was like, you have some rule changes going on too.
But I have them at the championship.
And also, you said I was crazy. They're over under 11.5.
Yeah, no,
I put him at 11. Like I'm not fucking crazy for saying 11 and 6.
I don't think you are. You made me sound crazy for the Saints, though. The Saints was 9, and I had them at 8 and 9. You had the Saints.
We're way off on this division altogether, aren't we? Yeah, I might be too bullish on the Saints.
I might be too bullish on the Bucs, and I can admit to that. But I do think that I have the stuff to back the argument behind the Buccaneers' success.
Yeah, of course. I just my whole thing is
it's hard to put any team at 14-3.
Well, yeah, of course, but like my whole thing is we take the final result of the Super Bowl and we take the free agency and we say, well, they're going back. There's no way, and it's like, and I get that you add in the fact another year with Tom Brady. I get
Chiefs.
No, but they don't do that with the Chiefs because the Chiefs did it all year. The Chiefs were the same. I get what you're saying with that.
Okay,
and I totally understand that
style of play. Yes,
but I mean, come on. Like at this point, especially at this point, the Chiefs are fairly like they're enshrined signed as one of the best teams in the NFL. They're not going anywhere without title, right? Like,
you think the Bucs do though? That defense,
is fucking awesome.
Alone, that defense, can
it's
win
ridiculous.
Those games.
But the thing for me is looking at the entire postseason as a whole. When you're playing the best teams in your division, theoretically, you had a tough game against Washington. You had a tough game against the Saints when they were undermanned, and realistically, you should have lost to the Packers. Okay. You throw 2 interceptions, you probably shouldn't lose to the Packers. The Packers blew that game.
So you can't discredit the Bucs because of the Packers fumbling the bag, though. And I think with Washington, Washington had a late surge that Tampa just didn't give a shit about. I really think so.
Okay.
Tampa was well in control of that game.
They did control
the game. Started playing hero ball, and yes, there was a time where it was like, oh God, if they get the ball back at this point, there is a chance. Like technically, but I don't think there was ever a real fear.
I certainly get that. I'm not taking away. And
they dominated the Super Bowl.
They absolutely did.
Very boring.
Listen, I totally get that. It's just for me. I guess I try and fight back against the antiquated way of thinking of 1 + 1 = 2 when we're not looking at all the other things that go into it.
Super Bowl.
Exactly. Yeah, so I guess that's what I'm saying. Maybe I'm fighting against that narrative with my record prediction and kind of letting that seep in, which I shouldn't. So I'll give you that.
Like that in sports. Kevin Durant hit a 3-point, what we thought was a 3-point, but he wears a size 19 shoe. If he wears a size 17, the Nets beat the Bucks in this year's playoffs in Game 7, and we are talking by that much. Giannis gets his championship. The Nets fail as a super team. We're talking that much of a narrative. So trust me, I understand the whole thought process behind that. When we equate, oh my God, Kevin Durant couldn't finish that game off and couldn't be the GOAT. If we're that much of a difference, that much of a margin, it's GOAT versus not GOAT. It's wins versus loss. Trust me.
That's great. And just like you said,
changes so